Rock Jumpers, Episode 4. In the wake of the harrowing Raptor attack within the cold, metallic confines of the RJS Endeavor's hangar, the air was thick with a mixture of relief, grief, and simmering tension. Captain B.N.Rocker found himself supported by the marshals, who had hastily pried the hangar door open to come to his aid. The sense of camaraderie among them did little to mask the undercurrent of unease that followed the recent violence. "Are you okay, Captain?" one marshal asked, his voice betraying the collective concern for their leader, who had once again faced death head-on for the sake of his crew. The arrival of the two scientists from the dropship, their faces a canvas of worry, momentarily shifted the focus from introspection to accusation. Their immediate questions about the crew's well-being were abruptly silenced by a marshal's sudden, violent outburst. The punch, thrown with a raw, unfiltered mix of anger and betrayal, landed with a thud against one scientist's jaw. The physical act, a manifestation of the marshal's anguish over the loss of Johnny. "You locked Johnny out," he accused, his voice a serrated edge cutting through the murmur of the ship. The ensuing scuffle, with the scientist shoved against the wall, the claim from the scientists that they had no choice, did little to quell the rising storm. As the marshal's rifle leveled at them, a threat of retribution hanging in the air, the tension reached a boiling point. It was Captain Rocker's intervention, his hand calmly pressing down the barrel of the rifle, that averted further violence. They truly had no choice, he stated, his voice a steadying force amidst the turmoil. His acknowledgment of the grim reality that Johnny's fate had been sealed by his injuries, making his survival impossible, was a bitter pill for the crew to swallow. Yet, Rocker's subsequent actions revealed the complex layers of leadership and moral responsibility. The second scientist, who had brazenly claimed to have saved the captain's life with the dropship, the captain's sudden punch to the second scientist. "I said I understood your choice. I did not say I agreed with it," Bick announced. This underscored a harsh truth. Survival in the unforgiving expanse of space was a shared burden, marred by difficult choices that could not be undone or taken lightly. The command to place the scientists in cryo-sleep, to let the law adjudicate their actions back on Earth, was Rocker's way of navigating the murky waters of accountability and justice. "Put them on ice until we get home," Bick ordered. This chapter of the Endeavor's saga, steeped in the immediate aftermath of violence and the struggle to reconcile with the choices made, painted a stark picture of life on the edge of human exploration. The ethical quandaries faced by the crew, the weight of decisions made in moments of crisis, and the leadership required to steer through them were encapsulated in the somber mood that enveloped the ship. The scientists, placed in cryo-sleep as a temporary resolution, became symbols of the broader debate about duty, sacrifice, and survival that would undoubtedly continue to haunt the crew. In the dim light of the RJS Endeavor's bridge, Captain B.N.Rocker stood alone, a solitary figure against the backdrop of the vast, indifferent expanse of space that stretched beyond the viewport. The aftermath of the Raptor attack lingered in his mind. Now, as he initiated the quantum communication array, he braced himself for a different kind of confrontation, one that pitted the immediate, raw experiences of his crew against the distant, calculated decisions of ROCKJUMPERS Corporation's brass. The connection buzzed to life, and the holographic displays flickered, projecting the stern faces of the corporate executives. Their expressions, a mix of disapproval and concern, set the tone for the conversation. "Captain Rocker," began the lead executive, her voice cold and clear, "we've received your preliminary report. To say we are disappointed is an understatement. The loss of the base and the failure to secure the planet's resource rights are significant setbacks." Rocker, his posture unyielding, responded with a measured calm. "With all due respect, we faced unforeseen circumstances. The local fauna presented a level of aggression and resilience we were not equipped to handle. Our priority was the safety of the crew." The executives exchanged glances, their skepticism visible even through the digital divide. "Safety is paramount, yes, but so is the mission. The resources on that planet represent a considerable opportunity for rock jumpers. Your inability to secure the base has put us at a competitive disadvantage. The tension in the conversation escalated as new orders were delivered. Effective immediately, your crew is to enter cryo-sleep. The DS Victory will be rerouted to your location. They have the firepower and manpower to establish a base. Your crew will debrief them upon their arrival and assist in any way necessary. Rocker's jaw tightened at the orders, the demand for cryo-sleep and the waiting game. Rocker replied, "There is only a handful of us left, 22 to be exact, 4 being marshals." Rocker replied, "Do not see how we can really help. Request beacon deployment and evac." The executive's response was dismissive, a clear indication of their priorities. The DS Victory is fully equipped to handle any contingencies. Your role now is to ensure that the transition is seamless. The corporation expects you to follow these orders without deviation. As the communication ended, Rocker was left staring at the now dark displays, the silence of the bridge amplifying the isolation and frustration he felt, the corporation's disappointment and the impersonal nature of their orders. The expectation to simply step aside, to freeze their lives in cryo-sleep and wait for another crew to help them take over, felt like a betrayal, a dismissal of their sacrifice and bravery. The captain went to face his crew, who had gathered quietly in the mess hall during the call. Rocker's decision to relay the corporate orders to put his crew in cryo-sleep and await the arrival of the DS Victory was delivered with a heavy heart. "We sleep till Victory arrives," he announced, his voice steady but the undertone of dissent clear. "We do what we're ordered to do." The crew's reaction was mixed, a blend of resignation and quiet defiance. The realization that their journey was far from over, that they would be awakened to aid a mission they had started but were no longer leading, sat uneasily with them all. Amidst the growing unease and discontent over the corporate orders to enter cryosleep and await the DS Victory's arrival, the crew of the RJS Endeavor voiced their grievances and concerns to Captain B.N.Rocker. The heart of their unrest was the uncertainty over the promised bonuses and what tangible rewards their perilous efforts would yield. Sensing the need for reassurance, Rocker convened a meeting, addressing his crew, "The only bright spot in this entire ordeal," he began, his voice steady and confident, "is that the corporation has confirmed our mining claim rights. Though it's a small percentage of the profits, the value of a find like this cannot be overstated. We're talking about a paycheck every year for the life of the mine's production. For a discovery of this magnitude, that means wealth beyond our wildest dreams." His words hung in the air. The promise of ongoing compensation, tied directly to the success of the mining operation on the alien world, was indeed a hard proposition to dismiss. With measured nods and a collective understanding of the stakes involved, the crew agreed. There was a sense of unfinished business, of a chapter in their saga that was yet to be written. The journey of the RJS Endeavor and the men and women who called her home was a testament to the human capacity for endurance, for facing the darkness of the unknown. As they slipped into cryo-sleep, their story paused but not ended, waiting for the moment they would awaken to face the challenges of a new day. This is not goodbye, nor the end. Until the story continues, my friends. B.N.Rocker.